Salutations everybody, Dreamforge here, back with another build guide for Battle Brothers. Today I want to talk about somebody who was kind of late to the party, I feel like. The Conqueror. The two-handed Battleforge Berserk killing frenzy super chat that is slaying enemies by the dozens. It's a great damage dealer. This build is of course a lot of fun. I don't use him as often as others. I have a big problem with that he stems out at some point. You need a really good bro for this. Like, he has to be crazy. This is your mega melee bro. This is your max rolled farmhand, your max rolled hedge knight, your max rolled noble. This is the dude you hire for 4k gold and hope he's good. I tend not to find them a lot, to be honest. You want to level him in the back line. You have to make a decision. Do you plan on bringing him to the front before he's level, let's say 8 or 9, or not? If that is not the case, you can go with this. He levels faster, of course, he would be earlier, being able to perform better. If you put this or not, it's kind of whatever. This is a perk he should always have, right? Then retake gifted. Weekends is pretty essential for this build, to be honest. Because he's wearing heavy armor, brawny just makes sense. He's a melee guy, right? So we want to take underdog. He's a Battleforge dude, as you can see. Very heavy armor. And now the beautiful double combo of Killing Frenzy and Berserk. He really needs this. Pathfinder is very, very important. You will save a lot of fatigue, and of course sometimes you want to just reposition yourself. And, what are we going to do now? Let's say this is how this build works. This is fine, this works on almost every bro. But again, this is your super chat. This is your star of the show. You want to make him as perfect as you can. This is, I would say, the weakest perk. And the problem on top of that is, you want to give him a famed weapon later on, right? You want to have this big, famed, two-handed, whatever you find. What if he has this and you find a great hammer, right? So this would be a waste. And again, those perks are not as strong as most people think. They are absolutely not. This fatigue is of course nice, sure, but that's as far as it goes. You don't do more damage. The cool thing about using Axes, you hit 2 times, right? Why don't you take Fearsome? You will proc it 2 times every time you swing with this thing, and this is of course very strong. You will do a lot of damage and proccing Fearsome left and right, you know, if you know to kill somebody instantly. And then you can think, you know, this is kind of cool and all, but this is a boring perk, I know, but this saves you from getting very badly damaged. Some things can kill you really fast, and this would protect you way more than this would, actually. And there's like another argument to be made. Why don't we not take this? We take a bro who has a lot of HP, you know, he starts with 70 and we actually level this a little bit. And then he would be fine. Or you play Cultist and everyone gets plus 20 anyways, you know. You see there are some variations, and I'm going over the variation section earlier than I normally would be, because this would alter how you build him. You have a farmhand, he has 120 fatigue, he has double or triple stars, and he rolls every round like 5s, you know? Then you probably don't need this. Brawny doesn't save as much fatigue as you might think. Sure, he will stam out faster, but then you can maybe just take this, and then you say, you know, I love to take this because I love to use Shatter on this bro. You see, there are different variations of this, and it's kind of hard to recommend you have to take this, right? But for the most general build, kind of what you take, and then you find a great famed weapon, a great famed axe, a great famed hammer, or a great famed mace. I don't like taking maces on those bros. I feel like more like a strategic weapon. You just want to destroy stuff. You find a great hammer, great, take this. You find a great axe, great, take this. I wouldn't take swords on them unless this is an absolute insane two-handed sword, but I feel those weapons just do more damage, and damage is what he should be doing. I normally wouldn't have more than 2 of those because they are so rare, and in playthroughs that I tend to do more often, where you only can hire lowborns, this is even rarer. I feel in the last 2 runs I played, and this is like combined 500 days or something, I maybe found 1 or 2 bros that could do this actually. So again, very rare but very strong. You know, just do this. This would be fine. Pick your last perk how you want. The defensive option, the well-rounded option if you use round swing, or this, you know. And I would love to give him that actually, because of X double hits. This would proc pretty often. Gear-wise, this is backline stuff, you know, just any stuff. Pike, you saw this in other build videos. I have this for a lot of rows. This is very safe. You want to keep him safe. You don't want him to die. If you find leader gear kind of early on, you maybe killed a couple of chosen even, or you found this. This is actually not a bad axe. It does a lot of damage to armor target. You can put him to the front when he's like level 7 or something. When he should at least have underdog. This is like very standard raider leader gear, nothing crazy. You could perform there if you really need somebody who stands there besides your tanks or something like this. It should be fine. I wouldn't do this again. This is your very precious bro. And this is the endgame stuff. This is like Battleforge gear. This is axe, long axe, dagger. This is hammer, pole hammer, Battleforge gear. And I put those here because when you fight orcs, you want to give him the orc trophy. You don't want him to get stunned. You know? You want him to kill. Or when you fight undeads, you don't want him to get stunned or mind controlled. He being mind controlled with the famed weapon will wreck your bros, and of course you don't want this. I feel going extra safe here goes a long way. So I would give them those cool trinkets. I would just switch this out depending on what I fight. Alright, how do you level him? Every level melee defense and melee attack. This is not negotiable. Especially melee defense. Melee defense is, in my opinion, the strongest attribute point there is. This scales so crazy, like having a bro that has 50 melee defense with the two-hander. He rarely gets ever hit. This is so strong. This is a given. You should aim for at least 90. 100 would be great, but 90 is something he absolutely has to have. 95 would be, of course, better. Some level of resolve, with him I would aim for like 50. He should have this almost, oh sorry, this is resolve. He should have this almost at the start. And damage comes basically from fatigue. So the more fatigue, the longer you can berserk around and kill stuff. You shouldn't pump every level this stat, but you want to have it high. So you take the high rolls, the 4s, the 5s, you know, you of course take all of them. And he should start with at least 110 and stars. So again, this is the star of the show. This is the super chat. This is the killing wrecking ball machine, right? Killing wrecking ball machine? Yeah, I think you get the idea. You want to level HP too. Probably, hopefully he has a lot from the beginning. I think 70 would be great, or even more. Maybe he has the attribute tough. You really want to min-max this bro as to the absolute fullest. You want to level this as much as you can, but of course there are other things that are more important. Okay, this is the Conqueror. This is a very fun build, but don't take just any day Thaler with 3 stars in melee attack. He will suck. And I feel this is what a lot of newer players do wrong. They see those builds, they are really satisfying, they are a lot of fun, but then they go into a fight, into like a big undead fight for example. And then the first 3 rounds you kill 15 zombies, but they all get rest anyways. And then you're kind of stuck there, and then you have to grind your way through, and they just can swing only once a turn because they completely stand out. Because their stats don't really match their purpose. I just want to make this very, very clear. But again, you can build a great group if you have great backgrounds, they have a lot of stamina. You can have a lot of those. There's like one playthrough I watched from another streamer right now. I think he has like 7 of them. They all have famed weapons and they mow everything down. But this is not, I would say, a typical situation where most people are in. And for me, again, highest difficulties, Iron Man. Finding those bros with a background that only can hire low bonds is just not easy. Alright, that was the Conqueror. Very fun build, very satisfying. I love taking those bros. I hope you have fun with him too. You should. I mean, he's basically there to do a lot of things that are fun. Chopping heads and stuff. I wish everyone a great day, and I see you in the next video. Have a good one.